Hello students, welcome to this video tutorial on how to draw a mini car part 3. In the first tutorial we drew the body. In the last tutorial we drew the tires and the wheels. So now let's draw the windows. So let's start on this side. So let's change tools to the pencil tool. So I want to start here on the level of the front hood, and I want to start slightly in. I'm going to start with my pencil tool and draw a line straight across. It should be a red line, I believe. And then I want to stop before I get to the back edge of the car. Click a second time to stop. Next, I want to click once and start the line up here. Okay, make sure it says on face. That means you're drawing it on the side of the car. And click a second time to end that line. Click again to start a third line. And it should say on face. And then I'm going to draw my last line to connect all four edges. Okay? So let's do the same for the opposite side. So we'll have practice doing it on the other side too. Okay, let's click on the pencil tool. Let's start here on the hood and let's move in a bit. Let's click and draw a line straight across. It should be a red line and should say from point. I'm going to click. I'm going to start my next line from here and move upwards, and it should say on face. I'm going to start my third line going straight across. It should say on edge or from point. And then from here, I'm going to close it off. Okay? So what we want to make sure is we want to look at the front and make sure that those lines are actually on the side of the car. I don't want to have any lines sticking out. So let's look over here. None of the lines are sticking out. So this is good. Okay. So I'm working on the right side here. So I'm going to click back to my pencil. I'm going to start in this corner. I'm not going to click. I'm just going to follow this line across until it says midpoint. When it says midpoint, I want you to click once and then draw a line straight up to the top edge. It should say on edge, the top edge of the window, and click a second time. Now, I want you to move over back a little bit, back, click on edge, and go straight down and click on edge. Okay? Then I want you to use the eraser tool, and I want you to carefully click between these two lines. Get rid of this. And you'll see it's really neat. It only erases that little line there. And let's do the same right here. So you see how now this is the body of the car, and this is the window of the car, and this is a back window. Okay, so let's do the same on the left-hand side. Let's orbit around, and I'm going to switch tools to the pencil tool. I'm going to start in the front corner, front bottom corner of the window. I'm not going to click anything. I'm just going to move my mouse along the bottom of that window until it gets to midpoint. I want you to click on midpoint and draw straight up until it says on edge and click a second time. Now, I want you to start the second line a little bit farther back where it says on edge. Start your line and draw all the way down to where it says on edge. Now, let's use the eraser tool and get rid of this line. And let's get rid of this line. Very good. Okay, so now let's create the back window. Now let's try a different tool for the back window. Now I'm going to position it so I can see the entire back side and the girl is not quite in the way. So let's try the rectangle tool. So let's start near the top left-hand corner. Click once and start your rectangle and draw down to the opposite corner and click a second time. Now, we use the rectangle tool because the back window is just a rectangle, whereas on the side, you see it wasn't a rectangle, right? It was an unusual shape because it had these angles. Okay, so let's use the rectangle tool to draw the front windshield. Okay, I can look at the car from the front like this. I can click on the rectangle tool. I can start near the top left-hand corner. Remember, I don't want the window right in the corner. We have to have a little bit of space away from the edge. I'll start in this corner this time. Oops, that's not right. All right, so let's try this again. I can start in the bottom corner and I can move up. It doesn't matter what corner you draw from. And there we go. We have all of the windows. We have the front, we have the sides, we have the back, and we have this side. Oh, how about a sunroof? Let's go to the top with the orbit tool. Let's click on the rectangle tool and let's draw a sunroof. Now, a sunroof is usually a little bit away from the front edge of the roof. And a sunroof doesn't go all the way back. So let me just put it, because usually the sunroof benefits only the driver in the front seat. So I'm going to draw it right there. Okay. That looks great. So I've drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 windows in this tutorial. Okay, so let's draw the doors now. Okay, so I'm going to look at it from the right side again. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay. All right. Now sometimes it helps to be very close to the car, and sometimes it helps to be a little bit farther away. Now when you draw the doors, I think it's going to help if you're closer to the car. Okay, so I'm going to click on the pencil tool, and I'm going to draw from this corner, the back corner of the front window, and I'm going to draw a line straight down until it says endpoint. And then I'm going to go to the front edge of the window, and I'm going to draw a line straight down until it hits the tire, and it should say on edge. Okay. Let's have a look from the side and make sure that that line went straight down and it's not sticking out away from the car. So we always have to check to make sure that that line went straight down. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now let's do the same thing on the opposite side. Okay, let's look at the car directly from the side. Let's click on the pencil tool. Let's click on this edge and draw all the way down. Notice that the line should be blue and you should stop where it says on edge. And then we're going to come to the front corner and draw down to the tire. Make sure the line is blue and it ends where it says on edge. Okay? Now, again, let's check it. Let's use the orbit tool and check and look down the side that make sure that this line is against the side of the car and not sticking out like this. Okay? That looks very good. All right, let's create the handles for the doors. So for this, let's really zoom in, because when we draw something small, we really want to be zoomed in. Now don't zoom in too far, because then your face will be right up against the door. So just zoom in a little bit more. Okay, let's create the rectangle and let's put it here. It's usually towards the back top corner of the door. So I'm going to create a small rectangle like this. Okay, so I want to remember that position of where I put the handle, because I got to put the handle on the other side in the exact same place. Now when you move to this side, you might be too close. So let's zoom back, and then what we can do is we can use the hand. The hand is called the pan tool. So if you click on the hand, and if you click on your object and then hold the mouse and slide it over, you can move it. Okay, now I'm still maybe a little bit too close. I'm kind of confused of where I am here. Okay, so let me orbit, and then I can zoom back in. Okay, remember I want to be pretty close here. Okay, so let's click on the rectangle tool again, and I started it, and it's got to be in the top left-hand corner, and I want to draw a little rectangle like that. Okay. All right, let's zoom out. Let's have a look at our car. Let's have a look at how far we've come working on this car. It's very nice. Okay, so this ends this tutorial, tutorial 3 on how to draw windows and doors. Make sure you save. Let's go to File, Save, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.